So Mr. Vijay Kedia joins us now to talk about markets, valuations, the fact that things in the EV space are really marching ahead, and what his view of the general world is. So Mr. Kedia, I'll start with something which you've always, in a sense, focused on, small and mid-cap stocks. And this year has been an extraordinary year for small and mid-cap stocks. Large cap stocks have lagged, small and mid-cap stocks have moved higher. In general, do you think now small and mid-cap stocks are becoming Humpty Dumpty?
What is the meaning of Humpty Dumpty?
Valuations. The valuations have become so
crazy. I don't think so. Maybe in some pockets, because when we are talking about small and mid cap, that means we are talking about 5,000 stocks. So you cannot rule all the 5,000 stocks with one stick. You cannot categorize in just one word that they are Humpty Dumpty or they are crazy valuation. It depends. In some of the pockets, and in the many of the pockets, there must be crazy valuations are there in those stocks. But then again, it depends that which side of fence we are standing or waiting. So far, my stocks are concerned, I don't think that they are, they have some crazy valuation or something like that. Of course, they are overvalued, but that will be adjusted with the expectation, with the numbers which are going to come maybe after 6 months or 1 year. So all these things, your stock market is not like a pakka scale, that 50 gram this side, 50 gram this side. Sometimes it is like up, sometimes it is down. Sometimes valuations are crazy, sometimes they are undervalued. So there is no one matrix. So it keeps on happening. So that is a part and parcel of the game.
The fact that historically you avoided companies which have a huge debt in them. You avoided companies which are dependent on government business. You avoided companies which have a cyclical business. But this time you're thinking differently. Your investments right now, if I look at the public domain, they are in infra. They are in companies which in a sense are a play on cycle rather than secular growth. So are you changing your style?
No, I don't think that I am changing my style. So far infra is concerned, as you mentioned, so like I have invested in a company, two infra companies. One is debt-free company.
Okay.
And the
Which
first
is the
one,
debt-free company?
the Om Infra. Okay. I recently invested. And it's not a recommendation, just we are discussing the idea. So it's a debt-free company. Very minor debt, maybe short-term debts are
That's
there.
working capital.
Working capital debt. And another which I invested a little a while back was Patel Engineering. It was having some debt in its books. But now they are reducing their debt. At one point of time, they had a debt of around some 5,000 crore or something. Now it is somewhere around 1,700 crore, 1,800 crore. So that will always be there in infrastructure companies, because their time period, like to execute an order, it takes a long time. So for that they need to give some bank guarantee. They need to put investment before the money is realized. So that debt will always be there in these companies. But one has to see that whether the company is comfortable with that kind of debt, that can service the debt or not. That is important. So in my view, it's a sunrise industry and they can serve their debt. So I'm comfortable.
Whether it's infra, whether it is commodities or whether it is banking, these are cyclical sectors. In a boom time, they will have great earnings. In a downtick, they will have drop in earnings. When you invest, you count years. You look at decades. You know your buying price, but you don't know your selling price. Are you getting this kind of confidence in some of the infra companies that they are long haul stocks? 5-10 साल के लिए सोच सकते हैं?
I think so. First, let me tell you what is the definition of cycle. Which sectors are not cyclical? Tell me. Maybe there are some sectors.
Even IT is cyclical actually.
Exactly, everything is cyclical. Even FMCG is cyclical. Who say that FMCG is not cyclical? In between 2003 and 2009, I think Hindustan Lever gave you 0% return. And between 2002 until 2022, Wipro gave you 0% return. If you calculate the higher price in 2002 or 3, until date, Wipro might have given you 0 return or maybe 10, 15, 20% return. So everything in the world is cyclical. It depends that in some sector there are shorter cycle, maybe 1 year or 2 years, and some sectors the cycles are bigger, maybe for 5 years or 10 years. So I think this infra cycle, first cycle in infra was started between 2003 and 7, that lasted for 5 years. I think this cycle has started in 2022 or something. I personally feel this is going to last maybe more than 5-7 years, maybe 10 years, because the story, India's story has just begun. Of course, there would be many hiccups, there would be many downward trend in the market will collapse, market will go down. Those things are part and parcel. I think this cycle should last for at least 5, 7, 10 years.
What has differentiated you as a great investor is your ability to perhaps bear the pain and hold on to the stock for years. So when you buy a stock, you look at some factors: size, market cap, promoter, and valuations. But when you sell a stock, what are the factors you look at, and when do you think it's time to hold, and when do you think there is time not to sell?
No, when I find that the story has plateaued and there is no growth in the company, and that growth, if the growth is not there for maybe 6 months or 1 year, then I am okay with this. But if I find the story is over and may not, resurface maybe for next 3 years or 5 years, then I can exit the stock. Or when I find that the valuation is unreasonable, unbearable, then also I can exit the stock. Or when I am, like suppose one stock has gone up 3 times, 4 times, or 2 times, or whatever it has gone up, and I am finding another story where the sun had just started rising, then maybe I will sell some fraction of the existing shares and invest in the new story.
So let's look at a case study here, a case study of a stock where you invested a couple of years ago, Vaibhav Global. Between 2015 and 2021 or 22, the company went through an exponential curve. They expanded, they got the business right, they converted themselves to a platform company in peak of COVID, and their return ratios were enviable. Now the slowdown has hit them. Last 4-5 quarters, they've disappointed the market. But you've still not sold. Your core holding in Vaibhav is still intact. So even though the company is going through a downturn, you had the patience to keep on to the stock. So when the company is going through a downturn, what prompted you not to sell the stock?
So I will say your memory is very sharp. I appreciate that. And just for your viewers, that I had bought Vaibhav Global at an average price of say 50 rupees. Now it is split and whatever it is. And in 50 rupees, in 2021 or 22, it was 1,000 rupees. From 50 to 1,000 rupees in a span of 6-7 years. Okay. So I did not sell. And then again it fell back to 300 rupees. Now again it is 450 rupees. So this is the story. Why didn't I sell? Just because I found that story is not yet over. On the contrary, of course, the growth has come down. Earlier, company was growing at 20%. Now, company has plateaued or not grown in last 1 year. Now, or maybe in the current year, they will grow some 7%, 8%. During that time also, balance sheet was very perfect. And company expanded also. Entered into some new geography, like they entered into Germany and all. So that means company is generating enough cash flow to expand its business or to diversify into a new territory. So that shows the confidence of the management or confidence of the balance sheet. In spite of growth, maybe the train has slowed down. Train has not stopped. The train has slowed down. So that is part and parcel. It's okay. Now when this new phase will start, then again earlier they had 2 geography. Now they are into 3 geography. So whenever that new this era will start, so they should be, they should have good opportunity in front of them.
So what I will do is that rather than asking you to give our viewers a fish to eat, let's understand that how can we teach them to catch a fish. So in this case of Vaibhav, we are using that for only illustrative purposes. What is convincing you that the train which has not stopped, the train which has slowed down will come back and will regain speed? The factors you look at? Is it management quality? Is it global environment? Is it valuations? Is it the management? Is it the analyst view? What do you look at which gives you a conviction that, look, yes, the stock has come down, but I will stick to my position?
Yeah, of course, management is the most important, metrics to judge a company. And how a management behaves in its bad time, that gives you more confidence and more faith. So as I said, that even in the bad times, or even the time when the company is not growing, but they have expanded their geography. So that is the enough indication that whenever that tide will turn, this company should be immensely benefited.
Why have you taken such a disproportionate bet in Atulot? And this is the second innings. You had a large investment. I mean, that is one of the crown, like the Kohinoor of your investment portfolio, which in a sense made Vijay Kedia one of the foremost authority. Everybody recognized that from an unknown investor, you became an unforgettable investor. You bought into Atulot, you exited Atulot. That's what I remember. And then you've taken another leap of faith. As per the latest data, you've increased your holding by the right issue in Atulot to about 20%, right?
Yeah, 22%.
This is a big bet you've taken. Perhaps one of the biggest bets of your life.
quantity wise you can say, percentage wise you can say that.
No, in terms of commitment,
Yeah.
I mean, in terms
Yeah,
of
yeah,
commitment,
course,
this
yeah.
is the biggest
seeding, the seed capital.
This is the biggest original
Yeah,
commitment
yeah,
you've done.
Yeah, original.
What makes you so confident? Because if you're making such a large investment, you're a patient investor.
Yeah.
You must have seen something which perhaps markets are not seeing today.
No, market is seeing everything. I do not have any third eyes or something like this. Only idea is that everybody knows whatever data you have, I am also having the same data. Only you must be having the more data than me.
It's your understanding of the data. Right.
How do you
Interpret the data.
Interpret the data, that is important. What do you make out of those data? That is important. So what I have understood that, as I have always said, stay in a sunrise industry at any cost and stay out of a sunset industry at any cost. So I applied that simple formula. The first time, again, it was a boom period of automobile boom period when I had
That time
invested.
they were just making a three-wheeler.
Three-wheeler. Now they have diversified into electric three-wheeler. And as we all know that electric is the future. Whether it is India, whether it is US, whether it is China, any geography in the world under the sun will have electric mobility, at the forefront. So this is a very simple story. There is no brainer into this. And I found this company has really tied up with, they have good collaboration with good companies around the world. And since I am also a director into the company, so I understood that opportunity is huge and the story had just begun. And I was getting at a fair valuation, at a cheaper valuation, but that time company was losing money. So that was your call, that you call it cheaper or you call it expensive. For somebody it could be expensive because company was losing money. But if you see not tomorrow, day after tomorrow, then you will find if company turns around, if you have the faith in the management, that management has proven its track record in the past also. So that is also in life I have understood in stock market. One thing is also very important. You should observe that how the management has behaved in its bad times in the past.
Pedigree मान्य रखती है.
मायने रखता है. So that will give you enough hint कि उसके DNA में क्या है. You can जैसे उसके DNA में उस चीज से लड़ने का
Judgment is the most important thing.
is important.
And like they say that what has happened in the past, in some or the other form will happen in the
It
future.
will happen again. It's your एक कभी ट्रेलर में आता है, कभी पिक्चर में आता है, कभी पूरी पिक्चर.
And once a bad management, always a bad management.
Yes,
That's what happens in
usually.
management.
Yeah.
I'll do a disclosure on your behalf and then we'll move to the last lap of the questions. And here's the disclosure. I want to just bring it for our viewers. Whatever stocks we are discussing with Mr. Vijay Kedia, they are not recommendations from him.
Of course.
These are examples. The idea of this interview perhaps is to just establish his thought process, talk about where he feels this is bullish on. If you're investing based on this interview, please do your own due diligence. This is not a show where we are recommending any stocks.
Yeah.
Am I missing on something?
100%.
100%.
Yeah, of course.
We had a chat on the same forum, a different year, and you said Sensex 1 lakh hoga. Today 60,000. तो निफ्टी 25,000 कब होगा?
25,000.
25,000 तो हो जाएगा.
अभी तो क्या अभी कितना
50,000.
60,000 जो अभी सेंसेक्स है अल्टीमेटली
That's a
निफ्टी
better
को
way
होने
of
वाला
looking
है.
at it. हाँ.
निफ्टी
तो वो when do you think it will happen?
या निफ्टी सेंसेक्स को फॉलो करता है तो वो अल्टीमेटली होने वाला है. तो सेंसेक्स अगर 1 लाख की अगर बात करते हो तो मेरे को लगता है सेंसेक्स 1 लाख क्या 4-5 साल में हो जाना चाहिए.
4-5 years. 13-14% earnings growth, little bit of P expansion.
या
Rule of 70 to actually less than 5 years.
हाँ तो बस उसमें हो जाना चाहिए.
But so Nifty is at 20,000. Will you be surprised that in next 10 years we could be closer to 1 lakh on the Nifty?
इन 10 years 20,000 1 लाख इतना थोड़ा ज्यादा लगता है. मालूम नहीं है अभी. हाँ
50,000 हो सकता है.
50,000 तो हो सकता है. 10 साल में आप बोल रहे हो 50,000 2.5 गुना ही हुआ ना. वो तो हो सकता है. That's a possibility. हो सकता है.
You know, there's one interesting change which has happened is that while we can take a lot of pride in number of demat accounts,
Yeah.
number of mutual fund accounts, but the trading in the options market has also increased. And you're a veteran. You've been a trader and you're an investor. What would be your advice to those who are now just, I meet so many folks on the street, so many young guys in their 20s and late 20s, they come to me and all they want to know is that how to make money the easy way, which is in the options market. What would your advice be to those who are actively trading in the options market?
My advice is very simple. This I have said many times on various platforms. Any new investor should not indulge into future and options and trading.
That's been your experience? Have you lost money while trading?
Of course. I did. I lost my
Net.
fortune.
Oh, you lost your fortune.
I lost my fortune in initial days when I joined stock market, and that trading was the only thing which I could have done because I was not qualified. I couldn't understand balance sheet. Even today also I don't understand balance sheet. I just understand the story and the concept I try to understand, you know. So these newcomers actually they are losing their fortune. Hardly, because how can you do, tell me, if you tell me कि अभी जाके तू क्रिकेट खेल, यहाँ पे सचिन तेंदुलकर और सब बड़े बड़े खिलाड़ी है, विराट कोहली और ये सब बैठे हैं, वहां पर जाकर उनके साथ में क्रिकेट खेल और वो बॉलिंग करेंगे तू बैटिंग कर, तो क्या होगा? मेरा फुट नहीं है, मेरे को खराब हो रही है ना। इतने बड़े बड़े धुरंधर बाजार में बैठे हैं यार ट्रेडिंग करने के लिए, आप उसको नए आदमी उसके साथ में जाकर कैसे सीखेगा यार? ये कोई मैजिक में नहीं करा सकता इसको। एक बार मैजिक, तकदीर आपका एक बार साथ देती है, 2 बार साथ देती है, उसमें वो आपको एक सबक सिखाती है, लेसन सिखाती है। बाद में तीसरी बार वो तकदीर आपकी रक्षा नहीं करती है, वो आपका लेसन जो आपको तकदीर से सीखा वो आपकी रक्षा करता है। लोग सोचते हैं हर बार मैं तकदीर से काम करूंगा, ये स्पेकुलेशन है। आप जो सोचते हो हर बार कि एवरी टाइम लक विल फेवर यू, दैट मींस यू आर स्पेकुलेटिंग।
How does one generate seed capital? See, we are talking about index giving a return of 12 to 15%. And it's not going to change in future because that's a long-term average. But if somebody says, look, if I have a base of 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs, I don't have the capital on which I can multiply. And the only way to perhaps create a capital is to start trading. Is that a wrong approach to start with?
100% wrong approach. There are 2 ways you can collect, you can get the seed capital to invest in this market. Okay. One is by trading, where 90% people lose money. Okay, so only 10% chances are there that you will make money. And second thing is curtail your expenses. If you are saving 5,000 rupees, like if your expenses are say 5,000 rupees a month, you start living in frugality. You just save out of 5,000, you save 4,000 rupees. और 2 साल के लिए तुम बनवास ले लो कि for 2 years I am adamant, I am taking this oath that I will not spend more than 1,000 rupees. I will live like a poor and spend that 4,000 rupees a month.
You did that in your initial years?
Of course I did. मेरा तो मैं इसीलिए सर्वाइव कर पाया। मैं मेरा लाइफ में आई सर्वाइव बिकॉज आई लिव्ड इन फ्रुगैलिटी। वो ऐसे भी बाय नेचर आई वाज लिविंग इन फ्रुगैलिटी। एक रूम में 6 आदमी हम लोग रहते थे, वो चौल के जैसे।
So what is the meaning of wealth for you then?
वेल्थ का मतलब ये है कि टू अचीव द अनअचीवेबल। माने आपके दिमाग में कोई डेफिनेशन नहीं है कि एनफ कितना होता है। जैसे अगर आप किसी को पूछोगे कि कितनी सेंचुरी तुम्हारा ये टारगेट है, टारगेट क्या होता है यार? वो 100 भी कम है, सेंचुरी कम है, 50 भी ज्यादा है, और 500 सेंचुरी भी कम है। तो इट इज लाइक ए स्पोर्ट, इट्स लाइक ए चैलेंज। आई थिंक इट्स लाइक ए गेम, और एवरी टाइम यू हैव टू एक्सिल, यू हैव टू कम्पीट योरसेल्फ कि आप उसको कैसे बढ़िया करते हो। तो वो ये कोई नंबर नहीं है मेरे दिमाग में कि दिस इज एनफ एंड दिस इज लेस और दिस इज, देयर नो नंबर। आई एम प्लेइंग ए गेम इन द सेंस आई एम प्लेइंग ए स्पोर्ट। Let it be. It's a part of life.
You know, you said that life is like a relay race, where one generation will always pass the baton to the other generation. But when you're passing the baton, you're also sharing your experiences, you're also passing your knowledge. When you're passing the baton to your children, what is that one seek, or what is that one learning which you're telling your boys that, look, I was an investor, and as a father and as an investor, this is what I did wrong, and I don't want you to do the mistakes I did. What is the learning for you which you are passing on to the next generation?
You know, I'm not just making my children sit and listen to me. They are also listening to my
They have their own
interviews and all.
lives.
They have their own lives. And only one thing I tell them, like since you are asking this question, that point which is coming to my mind, I always tell them, do mistakes in life, make mistakes, no problem. But ऐसा मिस्टेक करो so that you can repeat the mistake twice, or you can repeat the mistake thrice.
You can afford the mistake.
You can afford the mistake 2 times or 3 times or even 5 times. Don't die in one mistake. So that is fatal. So just remember, mistake is not a problem, but you continue to do that mistake. But if you are doing that mistake 3 times or 4 times, then you are a fool. That is a separate issue. But be alive to make mistake.
Final question. The Swadesh team is telling me that you were on their channel. You wished birthday to the Swadesh viewers and also gave a birthday gift. Why should ET Now viewers not get something as an advanced birthday gift? Because our birthday is also coming in June.
So don't ask for pre-birthday gift. Let your birthday come, then we will give.
Really appreciate your time, sir. Thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you. My pleasure, always my pleasure. You have a sharp memory, I appreciate that. I must learn from you. Yeah, you remember everything.